Welcome back, everybody, to our losers matches here at Apex Challengers Promotions. Rhinos Gaming will face off against Mighty AOD tonight. And it's hard to say which of these two teams actually has more fans in the studio, but the studio kind of filled in as it was their time to play. We have a lot of cheers and signs from the crowd, so pretty excited to see how these two teams do against each other, as I think this is going to be a closer series than what we saw before.
Yeah, I have to agree, and I mean, I think pretty much anything that happens in this match will be closer than the first match of the day. LW Red really rolling over MVP. They didn't really have any life to them until Hanamura and until that best of one on Nepal. Outside of that, they seem completely absent from the set. So if you guys just joined in with us for this second match, MVP space is knocked back into Challenger, and LW Red, they have one more shot. They need to win one more best of 5 to make their way into Apex for Season 2. But now, as we're talking about Rhinos Gaming Titan versus Mighty AOD. AOD had a pretty poor showing in their first match. It was a 0-3 loss for them.
Yeah.
And they showed some good signs. The cohesion seemed strong from this team. They were chaining their abilities together pretty perfectly. Maywall straight into Zarya ultimate, straight into self-destruct or Earth Shatter, vice versa. So it seems like there's a lot of potential for this squad. But coming in 0-3, the only showing that they have, it's not looking too good for these guys. And Rhinos, they put up a strong fight against the Meta, and that's why I'm mostly worried for the Angels of Death, because Meta already made their way into Apex. If Rhinos can compete with them, then they might just be able to take out Mighty right here and now.
Let's not forget, Rhinos is an Apex team that's trying to defend their title. They played on opening day. In fact, you and I were here in the crowd watching, and they looked strong then, and I think they look strong now. And yeah, just by comparison, Rhinos seems to be the stronger of the two teams. Mighty definitely has some kinks they need to work out. They definitely have tried some risky compositions, trying that triple DPS that we cast there on the all-in on Hollywood, for example, is one of such compositions they have shown us. And I mean, if you look at this team,
oh boy,
hey guys.
Well, Dane got his wish.
He's got his 15 milliseconds of fame.
I'm sure we'll get that hey guys spam up in the chat then.
Yeah.
But
I just
that derailed everything that I had in my head.
Right. Well, I just want to talk about how Rhinos Gaming's players kind of have either massive hero pools that they play. They play a ton of everything. Like Claris, for example, I'm looking at his hero pool and I'm wondering what hero has he not played, for example. Whereas Umte, of the 23 rounds he's played, has played nothing but Reinhardt. He is a Reinhardt. When the screen comes up here in a second, we might as well just put a Reinhardt helmet instead of the tank icon next to his name, because that's all he plays. Benny, on the other hand, only Roadhog and D.Va. Levi, solo Ana, he played one Tracer, probably just to try to jump back on the point and delay. And Munchkin, on the other hand, has played anything from Soldier 76 to Tracer to Reaper to McCree. He's even played a Hanzo. So he's not that DPS player where you think he's locked into one of these DPS characters. Claris has played Pharah, McCree, Reaper, Genji, Widowmaker. Actually,
he's played 10. He's played 10 different heroes.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to take that with a grain of salt, because as you kind of mentioned, like maybe he picked one of those to try to dive back onto the point to delay a hold a little bit longer. So we don't have the overall game time that he played these heroes, but already showing up on 10 different heroes is pretty impressive. Claris, of course, the Pharah has been a really big one for him. One of the first hero that I think he debuted into Apex with earlier on in the year. But Munchkin, you mentioned Munchkin. We saw them when they took on Meta, constantly trying to duel Saya player. He would come out the loser in a lot of those exchanges, but Saya player has been proven to be one of the best DPS that we have in this promotion tournament. So Munchkin is still a force to be reckoned with on the side of Rhinos Gaming Titan. But Mighty AOD, as you can see on your screen, it's an interesting roster of guys. They've had a couple standout performances. Thorncut especially has looked pretty good overall. But I think you have to be worried about Arachne as their tanky front line. Really wanted to commit heavy to the Winston. Didn't want to swap off of that, for something like a Reinhardt that has been so instrumental for so many other teams. And then he finally does it, and it was just kind of too late for them to actually win the
I definitely
match.
say he's the weak link. And I'd say on the same note, Thorncut is the strong link. Thorncut is the player who is always going to be on the DPS. Watch his D.Va. He's going to be playing almost exclusively D.Va, I'd say, going into this series, with the exception of when he plays Zarya. And he will stop your nano-boosted tac visor. He will kill your soldier when he goes on high ground on Volskaya, for example. So a very strong player and one to be taken very seriously. The DPS players really just kind of lackluster, both of them. Lijiang Tower will yet again be our first map here for King of the Hill. So we're going to be starting things off with a very similar opening as our first matchup of the evening. And I do have to give the edge to Rhinos Gaming here.
Yeah, I do agree. I mean, granted, they did seem to struggle on their King of the Hill versus the meta. That was on Nepal, not Lijiang, so a bit of a difference there. But that was really where they suffered, and then they were able to compete with the meta. They were able to put up that fight. But if King of the Hill just happens to be their big weakness, then this could be Mighty AOD getting out to an early lead, taking that first set. So we'll have to keep our eyes on them.
Definitely will. Would love to see an upset here with Mighty, one of our newer esports orgs here. Had a Heroes of the Storm team that got top 4 at an OGN Super League do well. Find out starting on game number 1, map number 1, Lijiang, which team will take that lead. Let's get into it. Welcome to Lijiang Tower. I'm going to start on Garden. And we'll see what comps these two want to run. We've seen a lot of Kariv on Genji and Tracer. And it looks to be he's going straight into that Genji. Benny showing the Sombra for a moment there. We know he's not going to actually commit to that. And Benny, will you get the shot in?
He's working on it.
Oh!
Didn't catch it.
Missed it there. Looked like it was going to go straight in. Don't blame him for dropping that. But Munchkin will actually be playing the McCree, which has seen a lot of popularity more on Nepal, in fact, on King of the Hill than on this map. And Aristar's going to be running that Roadhog here as we go into it. And Claris is actually going to be playing the Zarya here, so not actually going to be one of his flex DPSs, just going to be kind of looking to do some tanking and some extra DPS, kind of that hybrid. And that Zarya ends up being nice hook mid-charge onto Umte by Aristar. That's a great start here for AOD.
Yeah, really good getting rid of that tanky front line. No Reinhardt shield going to be there to block a lot of this damage coming up from Rhinos. Kareem for a flank around the side. Will be getting onto Claris, takes him out, knocking down that Zarya, and that's going to be a very easy cap coming through from Mighty to start things off.
Really, Munchkin switching over to the Tracer here, and I was going to say, we can't just have a solo Tracer with this comp. It's going to be Claris switching now into this Pharah that he's actually played. As I said earlier this week, I don't feel like he's as good as Recry, but he's getting close with all the proficiency he's shown with this hero so far. And they've been able to make compositions work with him specifically because he's just so good at Pharah that even though he goes into a non-meta comp, he's so good at it. Gets that value. Trying to get the knockoff here on the Roadhog, doing so much damage. We'll get the kill onto Trinity, and he's already 50% of the meter. Gets another kill onto Arachne, and they are just running away with this DPS here. Going to actually retake the point from the air. Gets another kill as well onto Lucio, I believe. Yeah, gets the kill on Pika. Very well done.
Yeah, booped him off with the concussive blast. Nicely done by Claris, swapping over. We mentioned this was his debut hero. He put on an exhibition the first day of Apex. That Rhinos Gaming Titan played in, and he is showing why. But in response, Kariv going to be swapping over off of the Reaper onto the McCree so we can snipe him out of the sky. So Mighty will be swapping out these heroes on the fly, trying to find the best composition to counter that. Nice flashbang! Spots out Munchkin, takes him out with one headshot. Nicely done. So Kariv still showing that proficiency on this McCree. That's going to be a nano boost over onto Thorn's-Gun, but he gets burned out by the rocket barrage from Claris. Kariv pushing in, able to take him out. Has to peel back though as he goes low. Can he find that kill onto Levi? Will go down with the help of Pika, but he falls as Svenny takes him out.
Munchkin trying to hold on to this point a little bit longer here as Mighty AOD is contesting. He's got the pulse bomb, gets slept though, will get knocked out. it looks like Mighty AOD is looking to take this point now with that DPS removed. Clara switches actually over to the Genji. He should be arriving soon. This point now 2/3 captured, in fact, by Mighty AOD. Fenny going to try to delay this once more. Going to be pretty futile, though. Loses his mech almost immediately, and they'll probably just let that D.Va stay. Actually going to get the pick instantaneously. But either way, this point will go over now to Mighty AOD. They do have a Sound Bearer and an Earth Shatter. Soon to have Deadeye and Self-Destruct, so a lot of defensive abilities here to tie the score in percentages.
Yeah, but there's 4 ultimates available from Rhinos Gaming. They have 70%. If they can retake very quickly, it might be enough for them to hold on for 100%. You see Umte already pushing forward with that Nana Boost, going to go in for a charge. Might just have to, oh no, actually going to get stopped mid-charge, so won't be able to knock off Arachne and find that 1-for-1. Doesn't get to use the Earth Shatter as well, and that's going to be a bit harmful here as Mighty, they're approaching that 70% mark as well. So looks like we might just have a tie on the percentage. But for now, Mighty are still holding firm. Kareev maybe looking for a Deadeye to stop the advance of Rhinos, but they're going to stay back behind the wall, gather as the rest of their teammates spawn. And then they're going to try for this push yet again, but the clock is ticking. They have to get in there quickly. They have maybe 2 more pushes.
Munchkin's got the Pulse Bomb. They have the Earth Shatter available. This is going to be what they're going to try to pair together here. Watch out for Umte. He's really the one who's always the Ryan to set these big plays up. Munchkin going into the backlines. There's that Earth Shatter. Only Kareev, though, and he gets healed immediately. Does get the stick onto him, though, so we get the kill. Arachne actually falls off. Meanwhile, this is a great start for Rhinos to retake Thorncut very low as well. He's going to go down. And there's the cap, so they will actually turn this around. Mighty still has the Deadeye, but that's a tough ult to really push a point into, or push into a point with, because there's walls in the way. And
yeah, there's no really good angle for Kareev to come at. It has to really surprise everybody, and now that they have the entirety of Mighty AOD pushing in together, they'll know exactly where that McCree is coming from. This is going to be rough. Claire is still holding on to that Dragon Blade as well. No Nana Boost to couple with it as Levi is still 30% away. He's going to go in, pops it. Can he find the kill? Dashes forward, tries to get onto Kareev, but he takes him out as he hits him with a flashbang. That's going to be a big bang coming out. Munchkin finds 2, takes out Erster and Thorncut. And that will be Rhinos taking the first round.
Very well done here. And just better coordination in those fights. The big bang there was really what closed it out for them. They just waited patiently with those ults. We saw Claire save the Dragon Blade until the very end. A lot of resources had to be spent to kill him, and he avoided the Reinhardt. So when he was able to avoid Umte, or excuse me, in this case Arachne, when he was able to avoid him, he did a lot of damage. The flashbang came out, but during all of that, that was what allowed, like his pressure there allowed that big bang to happen. And that was the end of the line there. Mighty AOD not having the ults they needed to attack as well. There was no real good engage ultimate on the side of Mighty AOD. Now we're going to go on to, of course, Night Market here to find out if AOD can turn things around. They already get on the point first, but a better position here.
Wow.
And already a kill there from 1 on each side. Munchkin's Tracer here not really doing all too much.
He's chipping him down and he's keeping him distracted. That's a big thing. He's drawing them out away from the point because they're trying to kill him. Big sleep dart in on it to Kareev, though, able to take him out. Didn't have the Wraith form up, and Claris now coming out on this Reaper. We'll have that mirror match coming in blind. A little bit shocking to see the double start with Reaper.
Yeah.
But Claire's already at 70%. Could be looking for a very early Beyblade play. Rather, sorry, the Dreidel play.
Dreidel, that's right, for the holidays.
For the holidays.
Yeah. Munchkin does have that pulse bomb. He's been doing a lot of harass. Hasn't had the big play yet this game, but this harassment alone has allowed Polaris to do a lot of damage.
Oh, chucks it out. He's not going to find the stick. Doesn't really get much damage either, so pretty suboptimal ultimate coming through from Munchkin, but gets in onto Trinity, gets a hell of a lot of damage taken away from that Ana, but doesn't force that biotic grenade yet. Kareev moving forward, finds that kill, taking out the Tracer, and now Mighty will have the fast track in onto this point. 3 members dead, and they should retake 38% through for Rhinos.
Oh, it's going to be interesting to see how Mighty AOD tries to position. Actually, they're going to try to aggressively push in to the attacking side here on their opponent's side. And right now, we're about to see Thorncut have that Graviton Surge set up here. So if they can try to push them into a choke point, that could be used. Counter-wise, Fenny does have his own. So we can actually see both of them go down. Larry's actually going to try to come around the back here with this Death Blossom to set up for a big team wipe. Going to be able to pair it with that Dreidel. The nano boost available here. Levi looking for it. Could even be used with Benny. They're going to split around. Here's the nano boost. Clarus is trying to go in.
Yeah, but he can't get into the back line now. The rest of Mighty AOD is spreading around. Graviton Surge is going to suck up the members of Rhinos Gaming. They're going to find one as Bamboo does fall. Big chunk of the healing gone, as well as Levi goes down. So no healer is going to be here for Rhinos, but some even trading on both sides. A 3-for-2 would make that a 3-for-3 by the look of things, but that's AOD maintaining control. Full charge on Thorncut. I think he came up with a triple kill at the end of that. Finishes off Munchkin for the end of the push. And that is going to be Mighty still holding on to the point. 55% up now for them.
Mighty with just a really good response, knowing that Death Blossom was coming in. The nano boost was used so early, it was telegraphed to them, so they just had that Ryan Charge shield up and they all backed off and split against it. Benny's going to now use his Graviton Surge here. Gets picked
the
up
Deadeye from Kareev! Comes up with a 4K!
Gets 4 kills there. And this is another shutdown push on the side of Rhinos. And I gotta say, this is looking really convincing. Let's watch this again. In fact, from his perspective, there's that Graviton Surge. Gets the lineups, no shields, nothing to block. And that's all she wrote there. See you next push. Make another play. This one is over. Munchkin has the pulse bomb right now. He's actually going to sneak onto the point here to try to retake, but there's an immediate response. Tries to save the pulse bomb, looking for a stick here. Earth Shatter goes down, hits 2. Pulse bomb going to help him get the kill onto Arachne. And no one is dealing with Munchkin. In fact, he's at the back lines, nearly gets the kill onto Kareev.
But he's low HP, and meanwhile the Graviton Surge comes out from Thorncut, able to pick up 3 more kills as Clarus goes down. Now into overtime. Umte goes in with the suicidal charge, will kill Erster. But overall, it's really going to be on Munchkin to try to hold this. He goes down, and it doesn't look like anybody from Rhinos is going to make it back. That's a 1-1 now on the rounds. And we'll move into our third and final map on Lijiang Tower and find out which of these teams is going to go up 1-0.
Very close calls there in those first 2, but Mighty really showing their power, and Kareev not to be underestimated on the McCree. That was the real scary thing there. Their coordination as well versus the Death Blossom that came through. The Nano Boost was so much shown that they had to back off, they had to retreat.
That was Kareev's first time playing the McCree in this tournament so far.
That's right.
Has not picked it up, so now he's adding another hero into the pool. That makes number 8 for him. And man, what a masterful ult. Really timing that well with the Graviton Surge with the rest of his team. So well executed. Looks like Mighty AOD, the communication's on point, but now Kareev, he's going to be going back over to his most played. It's his Tracer coming out. Munchkin, who's doing a hell of a lot of work in that first game, now on the Soldier. We'll see if Kareev can best him.
Having to use his heal very early on. Will actually get out of that fight okay. Grabs health pack here and almost gets the kill onto Kareev. Levi going to pick it up. And they will control this point. All it takes in that neutral fight is 1 pick to take the first control point with no ults available. And as you can see, Rhinos actually has a significantly larger pool on basically every single hero they have with ults right now, the exception really being Arister on Genji. We'll see if we can lock that Dragon Blade up in a moment. It's going to take some time, and Clarus is just going to continue to poke and chunk down these members with his right click here. 45% now already with his ult. Erster goes in, he doesn't have the Dragon Blade, gets charged immediately, dies to Umte. Great defense here already with Rhino's first push.
Yeah, and you can see AOD, they're just going to go head back off. Thorncut and Kareev both going to jump off the map. So that'll be a very firm and a long first hold here by Rhinos as they push forward to try to keep AOD contained towards their spawn. 37%. And Mighty haven't really been able to step onto the point for too long, so this is going to be really nice from them. They have that nano boost ready. Umte almost having the Earth Shatter, as well as that Tac Visor as it comes up from Munchkin. Looks like they're going to go ahead and throw it out onto Umte. He throws up the Earth Shatter. Not sure how much he got for it, but they will be able to take out Arachne and Erster.
Yeah, Erster did not use the Dragon Blade, but Trinity did use that nano boost, so no pairing there, which is a big problem. That's one of the opportunities they had to get through. They can still try to link it up with Sound Barrier. We're going to see just a lot of poking here as they try to control the spawn. This happens sometimes on control points when you get a big wipe like that. You can actually control where they spawn. And they should be able to break through here with a Sound Barrier, but it's not ready yet. Munchkin gets the kill onto Arister, which is going to slow this down. And this is disastrous.
Yeah, that is going to be pretty bad coming through. Clarus trying to throw out that Graviton Surge didn't really find it. Will get a kill onto Thorncut, a double as he also took out Arachne. And they still have an Earth Shatter back up for Umte. They still have Attack Visor. It looks like Rhinos, they're going to be able to just hold this 94% now.
Yeah.
Umte can just Earth Shatter anybody.
They're trying to get Airstream to the point for overtime. They can't even do that. He did start the overtime for 1 second. That may be what they need. They get the sound barrier going down. They're going to try to take control of this. Airster did his job here. Sound barrier already worn off, though. Here's a nano boost onto Arachne. He's unable to get kills besides Munchkin, but that's all their DPS gone here. Gets the kill onto Umte as well. This actually may be a retake for AOD.
It's looking like it might be. Arachne had such a clutch block on that Earth Shatter from Umte, made sure that none of his teammates got locked down, and they will actually find a retake in that overtime. So very crucial that Erster was able to get the tag, trigger overtime, and the rest of the team pushed forward with that sound barrier. But now they have to hold on for dear life. It's their first take. They're at 11%. They need to hold this the entire time. Both sides low on ultimates. They do have that Graviton Surge coming out. Thorncut's going to throw it out. Finds multiple members. That's going to be a self-destruct. Grieve only going to get Claris, but still crucial picks coming through, and that's going to have Mighty able to hold this point.
Yeah, it's very important to note that Rhinos does not have ultimates set up for the next push right now, and now their spawn is being somewhat contained as Fenny gets desynced here as well. It's going to slow down their next push, buying Mighty precious percent on that hold right now, up to 35%. They've still got a long way to go. As you can see, Rhinos is trying to slowly poke through and gain ultimate charges here. Munchkin going to self-heal. He's 55% right now. They're actually going to commit. Claris nearly has that Graviton Surge. Will it be worth it to use it this early, though? That's the question. With no one else having ults, he has it now. Will he drop it down? Looks like he will. Will it be worth it? I don't think so. Although, as I say, Munchkin does survive. Gets a pick onto Airstare. 5 kills down here. And they're going to charge right back onto the point.
Yeah, they start to get the cap. Karif tried to make it in, but couldn't do it, and Baby Diva gets knocked down. And with overtime ticking, Arachne, he's not able to inch his way back in, gets taken out right before he can tag it. And that is going to be the map going over.
That should never have happened, though. They should never have been able to get that big of one ult with nothing else. The team was too bunched up trying to be greedy and hold that choke point. That worked against them as they were kind of trying to hold on to that spawn. As Rhinos does take the win here.
I mean, honestly, I have to give credit to Arachne. He absolutely started popping off on that retake with the Reinhardt, and that's exactly what I wanted to see from him. When he was playing on the Winston, it didn't look that solid. Every time he plays the Reinhardt, it looks better and better. So this, coming back into this one, Winston, he had played 3 times. He'd played the Reinhardt 8 times, so he kind of learned his lesson. Like, okay, you know what? I'm better at this hero. I should just stick to this. Had that massive block on the Earth Shatter from Umte, completely negating that, and then finding a really good follow-up pin on Umte as well. So good performance by Arachne. Unfortunately, Mighty AOD not able to secure that first map. But they're looking improved, and that could carry them through these coming maps for the rest of this set.
Absolutely. I feel like when you're that ahead, or excuse me, when you're that behind, there's 2 schools of thought. One is, okay, let's try to hold them at their spawn, so they really have to commit a lot to even get out of there. But when you confine yourself into that small of an area, you don't split against the Graviton Surge. One ult like that, one Earth Shatter can actually wipe you, and then you just simply lose the game. So perhaps playing more conservatively would have been the better option there. But I don't blame them for this choice. We're going to Eichenwald here for map number 2, our hybrid. And this is a tough map. With how closely matched these 2 teams are, I'd say, so far in this first map that we just saw at Lijiang, this could be a very close second point, or second map.
Yeah, and this is going to be interesting because, I mean, Mighty AOD, we have only seen Erster play Mei 1 time, so no one else has played the Mei yet in their games during this tournament, so gotta see who's going to step up to play it. I would guess it's going to be Kareem when it comes to that defense in the first choke. Try to just isolate people with the wall, cut them off, and take them out one by one as they kind of siphon into your team. But it's going to be questionable because Claris, he's a very big Mei player, his most played in this tournament, so they might have the upper hand moving into Eichenwald.
All right, guys, let's jump into that second map right now. A close-fought win for Rhinos. Can they make it a streak? We'll find out on Eichenwald.
I get it.
Welcome to Eichenwald, our hybrid map here for map number 2. Mighty AOD will be on attack first. And as exciting as it would be to see Trinity on Sombra and Arister on Pharah with a basically heelless composition, that's not what we're going to see. Rhinos, on the other hand, look to be showing us Claris again on the Symmetra.
Oh, okay.
This is really greedy, but again, if you get that early ult, the shield generator likely to be the case here, but even if it's a teleporter with a long run by, if you get that ult and allow even 3 or 4 uses of it, then you've already gotten value out of this hero. And if you don't, usually it's an insanely fast cap, and you're dealing with such a large time pool for your opponents to push down the checkpoint. So risky and inconsistent at times. We'll see if they can show us a good usage here, as it's been pretty, I wouldn't even say hit or miss in this tournament. I'd say it's been pretty miss and miss, in fact, and we've seen it fail many times already.
Yeah, I mean, we did see this, once before. Claris, he likes to run this Symmetra on Eichenwald. Got a quadra kill. They lost the point, but he got a quadra kill. Maybe it was a quad or a triple. Either way, was still some pretty impressive stuff. So we're going to see if he has a similar performance here, already at 15% as numbers start getting hit by those turrets. So the more that they push through, the more damage he'll get in. If he can get that shield generator up very quickly, that could mean wonders for Rhinos Gaming. Mighty already forcing their way in, however. A lot of those turrets going to be destroyed. Arachne goes in with a charge. Won't find Claris, but the right click from Kareev takes him out. See if he wants to stick. Likely going to have to swap off and try to get back to the point very quickly. Kareev just keeps pushing forward. Won't find that second hook, but Mighty, they're on top of this point already.
Claris is so greedy. He's actually going to stay on the Symmetra. May come back to bite them, as he won't be able to get back here quickly. Arister already on this point. Gets the pick on the Munchkin. There's the sleep onto the nano-boosted Reinhardt. And Arister just kind of sitting here, finding so much damage here. And we'll see if Claris gets taken out. He will. Actually dies to Pika there. The last right click. Going to take him out. And this will actually be a fast take. This is the risk of Symmetra. And again, it did not pay off. This time he didn't even get the triple kill. And suddenly, 5 minutes and 20 to get that coveted third cap. Mighty AOD with this much time might very well be able to do it.
Yeah, it's looking really good for them. They have these ultimates coming through. Umte, the only one at the moment, but Munchkin very close, as he will get to tick up to that 100% to get the Graviton Surge. So we will have 2 big AoE control ultis coming through, but Kareev just hiding in below. Takes out Munchkin right after he uses the Graviton Surge. Now the Earth Shatter coming through. They will stand back up, but it doesn't look like Rhinos are going to be gaining anything off of this. Hook not going to connect onto Claris, but Kareev, he goes low, has to use the heal, gets pinned in by Umte. They'll take him out. Actually, might just be the hold coming through for Rhinos. Now, Mighty not going to get too much of a push.
Yeah, Umte with that nice charge, they're actually predicting where Kareev would be. Gets the slide in and kill there. And like you said, this push will be halted for now, although they do regroup, going for the push now. Arister actually staying on the Mei. A very early ice block here. They really want to commit to the push. Looks like he was maybe even looking for a Blizzard if Rhinos had collapsed. The threat of that Blizzard pushes Rhinos back. And this is a strong push now, despite that early wipe, going around the bend here. And Munchkin is actually not on the Soldier. We've seen so many times. It's Claris, in fact, this time. So they're actually double range DPS here, but they don't control the high ground. Here comes that tack visor. He immediately gets knocked down, though.
Yeah, Arachne with a big Earth Shatter, buying some time, but Munchkin, meanwhile, taking out Erster, gets that flashbang in and takes out the enemy. Reinhardt now chasing down, will help Claris pick up a double kill as they kill Kareev and Thorncut. So a team kill coming through from Rhinos, a big hold, but they had to commit all of their ultimates to do so.
You know what's really interesting to me is we just don't see this location right here where Erster's actually having so much trouble against the high ground that Claris now controls. I'm surprised they didn't commit to this earlier. They wanted to fight on the low ground instead. Perhaps a surprise tactic there. Maybe the Reinhardt shields weren't in position, that's why he got so much out of the attack visor, but commits to it now, gets a nice kill through the fall onto Kareev.
Fadeaway drop kill.
And that's not something you're really expecting, is the suddenly 360 midair. That's not physically impossible in real life, but in video games, that's how you do it. Claris gives a big grin off of that pick. And this push is stopped in its tracks. A very early cap on the first point, but Mighty AOD still a long way away from that checkpoint. And they can't regain this high ground. Now the double range is really doing work. Munchkin has a dead eye. And someone needs to go up there and deal with it. I think it's going to have to be Thorncut. Kareev trying to go look for hooks.
Oh.
Thorncut loses his mech too.
No, barely held onto it. Trinity was able to get a couple shots in there to make sure that he maintained it, but now they take out Pika. Fenny will go down. They're starting to do some work on this soldier.
And we see Thorncut does have that self-destruct now. Could try to use that to disrupt the high ground. Looks like they're actually pushing past it regardless, as Rhinos has given it up. Here's the aggressive self-destruct at range. Will not connect with anybody, but it's allowing them to push down this bridge. This is such a difficult point to hold. Kareev looking back, looking for a hook on Claris and gets it. That's so huge. No more high ground control from DPS here. And now we can just pop the whole hog. Munchkin gets one, gets two.
But he needs to hold on. We can see Thorncut pushing very far forward aggressively, trying to get that kill, but Munchkin has the health back. They're able to pop them back, and Baby Diva will not be making it out with her life, nor will Trinity. There's some major picks coming through, but Kareev, right at the end, gets the hook in onto Munchkin, takes him out. That's going to buy some time for Mighty AOD, not having that McCree up front to take them out.
Ooh, misses that shot there. Won't matter. Still gets the kill on Claris. And you can see just how much more difficult it is to hold this from the low ground out of these two doorways than it is to hold on the high ground. Once Claris got hooked there, couldn't get the second time back. Now going to switch over to that Mei. Kareev so low there, kept doing self-heal, so he has another whole hog available in just a moment here. They're going to try to get through this doorway, which is where Mei gets all of her ice walls off. That's where she's going to be really quite powerful. That doorway just really empowers her as a hero in general, no matter who's on it. Whole hog might even be used here to help them get around this corner. He's being very conservative, gets the hook here onto Mei, or excuse me, onto Diva. Munchkin looking for the Deadeye, unable to find anything. The sound barrier does deny.
Low charge coming through, straight into the flashbang, but Arachne gets the shield up before he takes too much poke damage. Urster up on the high ground. We'll get a little bit of spam coming through. Has to sprint away, though, from that self-destruct. Then he gets Trinity for his troubles. And that's going to be 2 kills picked up in favor of Rhinos Gaming. Make that 3 as Kareev goes down off the charge. And Mighty, they get pushed back, and this is where Rhino can really take over the rest of this map, the rest of this time, as it's 2 minutes on the clock. Because the gate is closed, there's only 2 points of entry for Mighty AOD. So if they can just maintain control of those, utilize Claris with those main walls, they have to siphon all of AOD into one side, and that could really allow for some wombo combos to come through from Rhinos once they get these ultimates up. Munchkin's almost there on the Deadeye. 55%. If he can line up a big flame strike, he will build up to that Earth Shatter very quickly.
They're not going to try to retake the high ground. It's just too far away from the objective right now. Claris is just going to look for another Blizzard here. Thorncut up at the front, actually, with his teammates here, trying to actually push this down around the corner. They're going to let it happen for now. They allow the re-entry, surprisingly.
Yeah, just really oddly played so far. Munchkin is able to pick off Kareev, though, as he gets that nano boost coming through, plus the sound barrier to buy him a little bit of extra time and HP. Trying to chase down Arachne. I think he's not long for this world, however. It's just one shot from dead. There we go. Shoots him right in the ass, takes him out. But that's going to be Urster coming in with that nano boost, with attack visor. Picks up 2 kills. Might be looking for more. If he can just find a target, looks like Fenny will be the one. Can't throw out too much more of that right click. But Urster, he's going to peel back as the Blizzard comes down. Claris.
Yeah, really good call there to dodge that Blizzard. Claris actually narrowly escapes, narrowly survives here. This attack still continues, but they bought enough time to actually have one more 6-man defense here. It was a close call. Might have actually been a 3rd point, as actually this is pushing now down this staircase towards that throne. We do see a self-destruct use. Umte gets the nano boost. Double kill here from Fenny, and this actually should hold this push. 37 seconds left on the clock. Rhinos just needs one more hold to deny that 3rd point. They don't have any ults to do it, so it's all going to be about positioning. In fact, they're going to try to take the gamble here onto the high ground, potentially. Munchkin could teleport over. He doesn't have a Death Blossom, but he could come from behind to try to get some picks. Ice Wall going to delay here.
Ooh, big pin right there for Arachne. Unable to find the kill on Umte, but a big Earth Shatter comes down. They're going to lock up. Claris falling. Umte going down very swiftly afterward. 10 seconds on the clock. They get multiple kills on the Rhinos, 4 dead, but they have to get onto this payload. Fenny going to try to buy as much time as he can, but the mech will be popped if he gets pushed away. And now 5 men shoving this down the lane. Rhinos, they will get the respawns, but this is going to be a very big defense from them if they're going to stop this triple take from Mighty AOD.
They need to buy time for that Blizzard to come out. He's currently at 87. Claris really wants that Blizzard. 90%. Here's the self-destruct. Doesn't get a kill. Kareev gets the kill on the bamboo. No more heals. Here's the Death Blossom coming in. 2 kills, 3 kills. Claris is down. No Blizzard available here anymore. And that might just simply be it. They're pushing it in, and they will take that 3rd point in overtime. A strong showing here from Mighty on their map pick.
Yeah, really close right there. But able to shove it all the way to the end is Mighty Angels of Death. So a good performance for them so far on Eichenwald. But now we have to see what Rhinos is capable of as they move to attack.
You know, they gambled big when they went all the way out onto the bridge. They wanted to buy enough time. They wanted to delay using that ice wall so long that overtime couldn't even be started. It was never going to be a contention. But when they got wiped by that massive, massive Earth Shatter, that was all they needed to get on top of the point on overtime. They didn't have any ults after that either. They knew they didn't have ults, and they were probably not going to have them by the time they got inside, so they were able to hold from the outside, but it's greedy. As if you fall there, then the whole big push comes and everyone just runs by you after you get a pick or two. That Earth Shatter won the game for Mighty AOD. Or not the game, but the push that allowed them to get that third capture. And we'll see if we see something similar. Okay, Erster not really going to be playing the Bastion. But Thorncut, again on the Symmetra, this seems to be more the norm now for these first points. We'll see if Thorncut can get the results that Caleres was not able to get in the previous map.
Yeah, this will be interesting to see. I mean, the team for Mighty AOD also needs to be able to play around the Symmetra. We didn't really see it so much from Rhinos when they ran it. So Caleres didn't have too much success. He wasn't really set up for it. But one of the things that we've been talking about with Mighty that's been so good by them has been this cohesion. So if anybody can really pull, he's really trying to place this turret, can't find the sweet spot to get it onto that wreckage.
Yeah.
But if anybody can do it, it might just be Mighty.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, they're going Pharmacy Comp, Caleres and Bamboo coming in on the Fair and the Mercy.
Yep, we've seen this already before, especially on hybrid maps. Hollywood comes to mind. This map as well, we've seen Caleres do it already. Gonna find a great sweet spot here, this window, just past Arachne to hurt those DPS players in the back line. Down goes the mech there, or rather the turret of Thorncut. As Erster tries to heal up here. They're losing actually a lot of ground already. They do take out Munchkin. And if you look, 56% on Thorncut's charge right now. Caleres is going to come around the backside here with Mercy. Again, trying to hit those weakened DPS players behind
really
the Reinhardt
cheeky
shield. And they might even be able to catch Symmetra as well. If they catch Symmetra, it's going to really hurt the ult charge.
Yeah, they find Thorncut. He's trying to line it up. Won't find the first shot, but might have Kareem. But there it is. Runs straight into the rocket. Takes out another one of those turrets. Now going to be looking for Erster. He's got the ice block. Has to pop it immediately. Will stop a little bit of the take on this point. Pops himself up. I don't think that's what he wanted to do, and he will get taken out. Caleres showing off this Pharah yet again. Just being boosted and healed this entire time by Bamboo.
Nano Boost comes down, but Trinity will fall here, and that's not going to be enough alone. Arachne does get taken out here, even with the Nano Boost on him, and it will be a captured point for the look of things here for Rhinos Gaming. Titan not going to contest this, just going to even poke and delay. Thorncut definitely taking a lot of damage there. Does have his ult now. I'm afraid it's a bit too late. Is he going to shield generator anyways? I guess not. Just going to go ahead and go home.
Back.
Again, no value out of the Symmetra.
I mean, he made it toward he made it to the ultimate at least this time, but
he almost got to use it.
I mean, AOD, they just weren't ready for this Pharmacy comp coming out, which honestly it's something that you really should expect, what with Caleres being so good on that Pharah. Sticky Bomb, that was a bit desperate there by Munchkin, said I'm not going to be able to kill you with my pistols, or through the heal, but here comes Caleres, nano boosted up, just dropping bombs with a barrage, and he's going to find a triple kill.
Yeah, Umte's big ult there gets 3, lining him up there, and that looked a little bit desperate actually there for a moment for Caleres, because he was up there looking for an ult target, then suddenly the Earth Shatter came down, so he's like, okay, that's what I'm looking for. Munchkin really trying to play like Cox right now, and like you said, the desperate pulse bomb earlier showing he's just not quite the same tracer on this map. Really looking for the picks onto Kareem. This time dies 1v1.
Any other context that might have sounded totally wrong, but no, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and he's just not as good at this role, and in fact might want to switch off as this is just really not working out. And in fact, he will switch now into that soldier as the push continues. He wants to now control the high ground himself here, if he can.
Yeah, Thorn not going to find that hook. Would have been good. I'm surprised Kareem didn't go over to the McCree to try to counter out Caleres initially on that Pharah, but now operating on that soldier. Still has that tack visor.
Okay, he's going to wait for the last moment here. In fact, doesn't even need it. Just wants to get the pick here onto Claris. She's going to leave him for so long. He doesn't really need to get it earlier. Do you get the feeling Claris plays literally every hero? Like
It's really seeming that way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, wait, you went from DPS to tank to diva, playing some Symmetra earlier. I mean,
this is one of those cases where, like, even if Mighty AOD does win this map and Rhinos get knocked into Challenger, Claris could very easily get picked up by almost any Challenger team. Afrika Blue definitely would be taking him, but now you can see Fenny goes in, finds a kill onto Thorncut. Going to be looking for some more. As Rhinos want to continue this push. They haven't been on the payload for a little bit of time, have 2.5 minutes remaining. Trying to get this around this final bend and up to the gate.
Notice Fenny's vision there, just constantly checking backwards every time. Is any DPS on the high ground? Is any DPS on the high ground? I want to hook that DPS. Earth Shatter available here for Umte. He's going to try to force it, it looks like. He's going to wait here, actually, for that sound barrier to expire.
But he gets slapped.
And actually will be traded off there 1-for-1. As both teams actually exchanging here, but the push continues. No one on top of the point. Finally, Arister gets over here to deny the push. We'll get the pick onto Bamboo along with Thorncut. It doesn't look like this checkpoint's going to be pushed for this time being.
Yeah, I mean, that's a crucial hold from Mighty, but they have no ultimates at the moment. Almost have that nano boost. Can maybe get the Earth Shatter up here from Arachne, 77%. Can land a big Flame Strike, would be able to take that, but you have that self-destruct to zone Mighty AOD back. You have that Earth Shatter to lock him down, and Munchkin as well with that Tack Visor. They're going to throw the self-destruct. They put it up onto the planks, but not going to get any profit from that whatsoever. Now Munchkin with his Tack Visor, able to find Thorncut, but the rest is going to be blocked out as we can see Erster just pushing up into his face with that right click down. Trying to deny as much as to get away from this soldier. Can he win this trade onto Arachne? Yes, he can.
Okay, gonna want to dodge this last self-destruct. Gets the kill, in fact, on Diva out of the suit.
What?
Which I think was just with headshots. I don't even think he Helix rocketed that. So
how did Bamboo die?
I think he just waited too long to actually immediately mech up. Either way.
What? Bamboo is behind the payload.
Oh, you mean to the Diva ult?
Yeah.
Oh, I think you were talking about how did the Diva die out of the suit?
No. I just don't understand how Bamboo died. He was standing right there.
He probably doesn't know either, but we're going to see a really strong push here coming in right now for Rhinos as they do see this Graviton Surge come down. Thorncut dies immediately, though, and so does Arister, so it ends up being a wasted attack there. This is, again, a great opportunity for Rhinos to continue to push. And, you know, Munchkin got a few kills early. That's what allowed this all to happen. Even though Claris's, self-destruct got stuck up on the high ground, they bought them the angle on the Reinhardt shield to get that initial kill. Now they're pushing towards the throne, but that was the hardest part of getting to this third part. This is the easy part. If you get a lot of kills, you have a lot of room to work with here. Munchkin nearly with another Tack Visor, and he is going to pop off once he gets it. There it is. Arachne needs to block it.
Yeah, almost gets a mech away from Thorncut, but now they have to peel back, losing Fenny, losing Umte. The tanky front line that Rhinos needs has died. They can't just rely on only Claris.
Okay, we're going to wait and set up for another push here. Munchkin saves the Tack Visor. They lost position, though. They don't have that open ground I was talking about where Munchkin is going to have so much room to work with. They're going to try to use Claris' self-destruct to draw the Reinhardt shield away. Then Umte is going to come in, tank up, and also look for an Earth Shatter. And while that's happening, Munchkin, even without Nano Boost, is going to try to use that Tack Visor to get the picks on the back line. So it's going to be a multi-step process, starting with that Tack Visor in this case. In fact, Claris not even going to use the self-destruct. He's saving it, in fact. And I don't know if that was the right choice, to be honest. It gets totally held. I think you got to self-destruct first, draw those shields away, then go for the Tack Visor. They did it in the opposite direction there.
Oh, this is such a rough place to be in for Rhinos. They have one more push potentially coming through. Mighty AOD holding on to 3 ultimates. One of them is going to be the Blizzard. They can just combo that in with the self-destruct from Thorncut. Really, if you want to just throw the Death Blossom on top of it, you're going to get a plethora of kills coming through, but they already find the freeze up on the Umte. Can they take him out? The block is there from Claris at least to try to keep him alive. Umte, he pins Karim. Crucially finds that pick onto the Reaper, but can they get back onto this payload? Can they move it up to that checkpoint? It's do or die time for Rhinos. If they want to go up 2-0, they have to close this out right now.
3 seconds left, 2 seconds left on the ice block. Arister wants to get into position to use that Blizzard. 5 seconds to go before we go into overtime here. He's looking for the Blizzard, needs to stay alive. He has ice block still, drops the Blizzard down first. Here's the ice block, self-destruct coming in to pair with it. They get the pick onto Umte. Will that be enough? It's still 6v5 here.
Yeah, but they're going to go ahead, lose the suit on Claris, so now he's in that Baby Diva form. Munchkin's still alive, but barely getting anything done. Has to play forward. Now into that overtime. Needs to stick to the payload. Able to win the 1v1 versus Kareem. But can he do more? Gets that Death Blossom, but immediately gets popped as Urser picks up a triple kill. Earthshatter coming through. He almost gets an ace on Rhinos, and that will be the hold coming through. Nicely done by Mighty.
All right, we've got ourselves a series here. Tied up now, 1-1. Airster was the key in that hold.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
he knew the second he had to pop his ice block, he went back and hid. He went and waited in spawn because he knew if I don't have ice block, I cannot go in there. Such patience. Then came back, dropped the blizzard down, and bought enough time there. And then he got multiple kills all on his own outside of the blizzard. And that was all him.
Yeah,
he basically solo held that with how well he played.
The May gets you so much on a map like Eichenwald, and really just fantastic play coming through right there by Erster at the end.
That was his second time playing May. He's only played one other game of May in this tournament, playing mostly Genji and Soldier. So very impressive to see him kind of make this swap. When you see newer teams, you haven't seen them as much in televised matches. Sometimes they have these picks you know you don't know they're good at because they don't play them all too often. You know what they have played and what they're used to, so you might think, oh, he's not really the May player. And you watch games like that, and you know actually everything you knew is untrue. But guys, before we go into Game 3, we are going to take a short commercial break. We'll see you in just a few. already one of our closest series in this promotion tournament with a 1-1. We've had a lot of 3-0s. Will not be the case here as Mighty AOD fights back against Rhinos Gaming Titan as we go into our 2-point capture map. While we're taking a look at whether it's going to be Hanamura or Anubis coming forward. We saw Space really favoring the Hanamura, but I have a funny suspicion, Achilles, that this time it's going to be Anubis.
Yeah, I mean, that seems to be the more standard one that teams want to aim for. Space really the only ones putting that emphasis on Hanamura, as you said, so I suspect that we'll see that come through, but we'll have to wait and see. Here we go, maps up on the screen. Will it be Hanamura? They're really taking their time. Oh, wow.
It is.
Okay.
Rhinos.
So that's a little bit of a shock coming through for us.
Wonder what they're going to run on this one.
I mean, we could see another attempt at the Symmetra.
I do think we will.
Is very popular on defense for that first point. But again, it's risky if you can't get that teleporter, that shield generator down. If your team doesn't play well around it, then you kind of just crumble and you give up that first point very quickly. And then it comes down to that long hold in the second.
All right. I'm also wondering if we're going to see Claris play either the Pharah again or perhaps even the Widowmaker on the attack on Hanamura to see if they can actually dismantle from a distance that kind of tanky, turtley setup. This first point with how these teams have been playing it today is going really fast because it either works really well what you're setting on the defense or it doesn't. And so far it's been the doesn't. We'll see if they can make this Symmetra work again or if they're going to skip it entirely as we go into game number 3 on Hanamura.
I get it.
We got it.
We got it.
All right.
We got it indeed. It's been a bad day for getting it, but at least we got it a couple times. I think we've gotten it twice.
Sure. Claris on the Widowmaker already. I have been really, I want to say, worried or concerned about Munchkin's Tracer. So I'm kind of hoping he switches over to a Soldier here, as Levi is giving all Bastion fans everywhere hope, but it's false hope. It's pretty messed up what Levi's doing right now. Bastion fans trying to think, oh my god, Pro's using me as meta. No, only in the World Cup where Korea was so much better than everyone else that people had fun.
We saw Afrika Blue used it in the final, about 3 seconds before they lost the game. So it's a legit pick, right?
Yeah. I mean, if legit is spelled N-O-T, not and then legit, then yes.
All right.
All right, that fell flat. That fell flat. All right.
All right, well,
the
let's
Widowmaker
focus
stays. The Widowmaker stays.
All
Okay,
right.
this is the most important part, right? He's going to use the glitch here to fly up into the sky and try to go for that kill midair. We've seen so many times.
We'll see. He's going to wrap around, get
Yeah.
that front view of the point, try to find somebody.
Not going for the midair. Munchkin
Munchkin.
going for the harass from behind. Gets the health pack.
He's already inserted himself into the back of this fight, trying to get on top of Trinity. Sleep Dart not going to connect. He's going to force out the Biotic Grenade. Claire's now looking for a snipe, but the Reinhardt shield coming through to protect the rest of his team. So won't be finding a whole lot on the Widowmaker. Popping up onto the high ground. Doesn't find anybody yet. Can he line this up? No. Sleep Dart expires. There we go. Finally finds Thorncut. Takes him out. It's going to be a 2-for-2 so far.
Arachne,
Rhinos-
you had one job. Now he wants to go get the Widow. He's actually going to get caught out of position. He's actually got his
There
back
we
there.
go, yeah.
Another shot.
Trinity with the Sleep Dart gets taken out. Claris able to find that one. Gets a headshot in on to Erster, but overall, this has not been a great push from Rhinos so far. They haven't gotten any time really on the point.
They need more.
There we go.
That's
Well,
the start.
yeah, kill on the Pika. That would definitely help things out. The whole hog coming through. Claris going to be the target. So he goes back onto the high ground. Takes a little bit of damage, but overall he's going to be fine. He can just stick on this Widow if he really wants to. Try to keep, create these picks, but so far just hasn't really been coming through for Rhinos.
Munchkin's going to have another pulse bomb here in a second. He's looking again for the pick here onto Arachne. There's the pulse.
Hasn't thrown it yet.
Yeah, he's going to wait for it.
Claris goes down. Thorncut taking him out with that Diva. Fenny likely to fall as well. There we go. Thorncut coming up with a double kill. Munchkin's still in the back lines, but he's low. Doesn't have the heal. Trying to get onto that health pack. Is able to do so, but he's got 2 members on top of him. Groove takes him out. And this is a really firm hold by Mighty. AOD haven't given up a single checkpoint on the cap quite yet. It's less than 2 minutes remaining for Rhinos. And honestly, we could just see a full hold coming through from Mighty.
This starts to look like the key to these holds on these early points is just to not use Symmetra. It's been pretty consistently useful as you see this Claire switch into the Diva, so that's going to give them a lot more power in a longer extended fight, not just looking for picks. Munchkin going to dual Thorncut here with the heal. Sound barrier gets popped on both sides, actually, pretty equal. Umte going to pick off Airstar off screen here. Munchkin does need to run away. Kareev has the high ground and nothing to stop his tack visor. Picks up one, could try to get the second one here. Actually blows himself up. Oh, Helix rockets there into the ground.
Yeah, and that actually might be enough for Rhinos to push in and get this point. We can see the first checkpoint coming in now. They have a firm hold over, so just under a minute remaining on their time bank. Looks like they will go ahead and pick up this first point, but that's going to limit their time as they come in.
Oh man,
5 minutes.
Imagine if Kareev had just gotten in there and continued to use his tack visor instead of fail fishing there, how much more powerful that ult could have been. And yeah, 4 minutes and 40. Not the crazy quick one we saw against Space earlier, but still pretty fast. Nearly a Graviton Surge up here for Fenny. He's trying to make the double happen here. It's not going to work. Kareev again on the high ground, gets slept.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice dart coming through, but also has Trinity up top here with a great angle. See that sniper, the Helix rocket coming out. They will kill Claris, just trying to stagger those respawns as much as possible.
And it's working really well.
Really good angle.
Yeah, look at how much time is built, or rather wasted, for Rhinos.
Yeah, they'll go ahead and get rid of a full minute, but Rhinos, they do have 3 ultimates, almost 6, or almost 5 rather, as they'll be coming back in. Umte and Fenny about to pick theirs up for themselves. So just going to be lacking that sound barrier, so they might be able to just go completely gung-ho, push in with 5 ultis and come up with a kill. That's going to be the Nano Boost coming out onto Arachne, swinging away, almost has that Earth Shatter available, but Munchkin, he takes out Trinity and Kareem, and with the rest of the team knocked down, he is going to sweep right through them, looking for Thorncut to get that team kill, will be able to find it.
Yeah, Kareem is going to have to get onto the point to try to hold this. He's there, has to recall early. They're trying to buy time for Thorncut to come back with the Diva. Earth Shatter comes down.
Yeah, Claris and Fenny getting knocked down. The pin from Arachne, able to take out that Zarya. It's going to be the self-destruct thrown down. Claris finds a triple kill, but can they find the point? They're coming in. The rest of Mighty just diving on, trying to hold this as long as they possibly can. Kareem's going to fall. I think they cleared it out. There we go. Capping the second point. 3 minutes, 8 seconds remaining. Nicely done by Rhinos.
3:08, a pretty good time to have lead-wise here. Not taking on overtime means they're going to be in a good spot basically no matter what. They got the pick on the Thorncut right before they actually had this opportunity, so Thorncut was staggered out alone. If you have anyone else with a Diva, she's so much better at delaying because she can help protect that other person as they run in and out.
Well, actually, crucially, what they did was they destroyed the mech, but then they just let Baby Diva go. They didn't want to get the kill. And we'll take a look here at Claris's ultimate, just chucking it straight up. But they find the kill. The shield drops from Arachne. He had it up, and then he drops it to go for a melee swing or a flame strike. And then, crucially, the kill comes in from Claris, and that allows them to take it out. But yeah, I had thought that they killed Thorncut off, but they just popped the mech. He went down into the little underpass area.
Yeah,
they said, you know what, we don't have to worry about you anymore. You don't have a mech charged up. There's no way for you to get back in here because you'll just die instantly.
They desynced him, and so from then on, when Thorncut did respawn, he was alone. He was killed so quickly. Then they critically got the pick onto Kareev. Those are the 2 sticky heroes that try to buy time for a 6-man defense. Is going to be the Tracer and, of course, the Diva. In some rare cases, Sombra is going to help out in those as well, and sometimes Lucio's spinning around. But those are the 2 key heroes they need to pick off, and with Thorncut desynced, it was the perfect time to full capture there, and they were able to communicate that and actually do that all at once. So very impressive coordination there by Rhinos. And on the side of the defense here for Mighty AOD, no way they're actually going to use a Widowmaker on the defense, right? They're definitely not running Symmetra so far. I've got the backwards, my apologies. It's the attack here. No Symmetra on the defense for Rhinos. On the other hand, in fact, Bamboo switching over to the Zenyatta. Haven't seen that so far from him today.
Yeah, I mean, this is an interesting swap, having the Zenyatta, so they really just want to have that Discord orb so they can pop through, this tanking line of Mighty AOD. Figure that they're probably going to be running that triple tank, so it works out for them in that regard. Kareev on the Reaper is going to have an interesting time trying to get in here, but a big hook from Erster is a good way to start things off, and Kareev, he's going to be able to finish him off with those shotguns. Mika will go down, so that might halt a bit of the push. Trinity as well falling, so both of the healers of Mighty have gone down, but Rhinos, they're not on this point yet.
Yeah, definitely going to be a nice position here as Bamboo gets taken out as well. A blind hook here from Erster, and an insanely fast capture. You're going to have 7-10, so we had a fairly slower capture from Rhinos, but this one is absolutely light speed. They're speed running Hanamura right now, looking to have that better time bank as they move forward here. They want to have a 6-man, and they're actually being very patient. Want to actually push through the low ground here using that Reinhardt shield. They're on the point. Munchkin already under attack here by the D.Va.
Yeah, has to back off. They're still holding with Bamboo on the Zenyatta, but he's almost gone down. There we go. Thorncott able to just finalize that kill. Takes him out with the mech suit, and that's going to be funny. Falling as well. Mighty AOD coming up with 3 kills, just tacking more onto that. 4 and 5 as Levi falls. I think they just cap it, and they're going to have so much time in the bank.
Benny does switch to the D.Va to try to buy time. They're going to try to zone him out, body block him out. He does get on here for just a second, but he's going to die. He's desynced again. And all they have to do is kill his last kill. There it is. Good Mighty Lord. AOD, 616 to the 308. Very, very fast push there. Benny critically was on the Roadhog there, but wasn't able to get picks because it was such a quick push. And perhaps the D.Va would have been better if he had built an ult and had a self-destruct to stop that push. That was just out of control, insanely fast.
I'm at a loss for words as to how that happened. Rhinos, what were they thinking running the Zenyatta when there's no dive potential from their team? There's no one to go in behind or up into the face of Mighty AOD to distract, the D.Va from just walking up to the Zenyatta and popping him. There was none of that. That was such a bizarre selection from Rhinos. Yeah. And you could just see Bamboo just dying every single time. It's like, okay, guys, I'm going to throw out a Discord orb and I'm dead.
It was pulling a little bit of Starkey there.
Yeah, that was very Starkey-esque of him.
But, we don't see the reason why they do this. We don't understand the mindset, but it definitely didn't work out, so it makes it feel very incorrect. But I was really critical of Fetty playing Roadhog instead of the D.Va as well, which didn't do them any favors because it could mitigate the damage that was just crashing through. And this is going to be a much larger time bank for Mighty AOD. We're almost reset here for them to try to take both caps. And we're going to start off with Rhinos on the attack. Still no sign of Symmetra, which makes me very happy, to be frank with you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that Bamboo is not going to be running the Zenyatta again. I mean, even with the tanks of Mighty, it's just such an odd comp to run it into, and he just didn't protect himself well enough. So really misplaying that. But now just going to be going back to a much more standard approach. Rhino's already losing 2 members, however, as Umte goes down, he's going to come back up with that Winston. Try to jump in, but you can see Claris on this. Genji unable to find an entry, unable to find a kill. He's going to go ahead, peel back, has about 62% on the ultimate, so he's in a decent spot. Munchkin waiting from behind, might just be able to take this up to 100.
That's what he looks to be looking for, Feels a little bit...
wait it out.
Yeah, it definitely feels a little bit sneaky and tricky, and it could work out for them. 96%, he might actually just poke a little bit onto Erster. No, just wants to be completely secret. Is going to commit in now. Doesn't drop the pulse bomb. There is actually a nano boost used there on the right.
Drops it now.
Gets 2 with it, and Kareev does get very low, but he gets the duel there. That's why we see these really cool grenades from Munchkin where he gets picks that way, but he's losing 1v1 several times against the Soldier as the Tracer, which is a bit of a problem. Self-destruct here to actually keep him alive. Benny's just going to dodge it and work on that mech, but he is trying to buy time here.
I mean, honestly, it's really smart by Thorncott. He's going to buy so much time that they're not stacking up and, capping this payload. It's plenty of time for the rest of his team to return to the point. Self-destruct does get thrown out, not going to find anybody. But Munchkin does find Thorncut, but now Claire's coming in with the Dragon Blade. Doesn't really have that many targets. Will swap over to find Arachne. Burns him out, but not much else going to be gained from that. Kareev gets taken out. And looks like this should be the cap eventually coming through for Rhinos. No one really on the side of AOD nearby to try to contest this.
Looks like they will finally clear it up here. A lot of time being bought. There is no time extension as this is extended rounds here. They'll get the kill on Thorncut, so they get this cap. Okay, 30-second, tiny extension there. I spoke a bit facetiously, but they do get a little bit of extra time, but any time they buy is important. 120 left on the clock. Pulse Bomb's still available here for Munchkin. And they're going to go, set up for this push. They're really only going to have one, maybe two, one strong push. Really. One is going to be strong, the other one's going to be weaker and desperate if they commit to the strong push first. The longer they wait, though, they might only get the one push.
I think they just need to poke in as much as they possibly can, trying to build up some of these remaining ult charges. Claris almost there with the Dragon Blade. Fenny 83% toward that self-destruct, but they can't afford to get picked off. If any one of them dies, it just reduces their chance of completing this game that much more. See Unte already going in, pops the Primal Rage, trying to knock away members of Mighty AOD. The Sound Barrier coming out as well. Pulse Bomb goes through, not going to find the kill on Kareev. He's able to sprint back in time. So Munchkin kind of wasting that one out. Good wall. Disconnecting Claris away from the Mei, but he just swaps over, finds Trinity. He's going to be looking for more, takes out Arachne.
Okay, 20 seconds left on the clock here. Can Mighty buy time? Thorncut's really going to be the key here. If he can stay on the point to buy time for everyone to respawn. 10 seconds to go. And it looks like this might be a cap. They're going to have one last chance. Thorncut out of the picture. There's an ice wall here. They've got 2 ticks already. Overtime is started. You see the nano boost used here onto the Mei. Heals denied here, which is really huge. The kill goes down.
He still gets the Blizzard. That might be crucial in them holding this. You can see you have to jump back in.
Thorncut switching to the Tracer, actually. Not going to be trying to use D.Va to hold right now. Is going to come back onto the point. Umte and Fenny, the only ones left. Kareev doing work, gets the pick there. And that will be the end of overtime. It's going to be a full hold here. Very nicely done by Mighty. Well, they're not out of this yet.
No, they're not. I mean, they still have to try to hold. Going to be able to get that push, but this is still going to be a bit rough. Mighty have so much time to work with.
Yeah. 6:18 if I remember correctly. And that's so much they can already work with. I wonder if we'll see Rhinos actually commit to something unique on the defense this time. Normally when we see kind of these extra rounds, usually there's a lot smaller time pool, so it feels like you can actually do something super all-in-ish, and it could either get you a free win or it would totally flop, but you have such a small time pool to work with, you go for it. Rhinos might just play this standard because they have to work against such a long time bank, and if they lose early on, it's going to get even longer. And I want to take a look at the comps here. So far, just everything standard, basically everything we've seen before. Benny, again on the Roadhog, though, not on the D.Va. So a D.Va-less composition for Rhinos.
Yeah, going to be going for Munchkin on the Zarya, try to work that one out and just pick people from around the wall. Claris is also there for the picks with this Mei. So, again, his most played so far in this tournament, so going to be looking to just isolate out members of AOD as they wander in through the doorway. We'll see if he's able to find it. He's waiting on that right-hand side from Erster. Not going to connect. The right heart shield goes up. Nobody pushing in quite yet. Claris playing this as patiently as possible. Here comes the push. Not going to isolate anybody, though.
Yeah, it just kind of gets the whole team in there. Claris looking for the kill here onto the Reinhardt. Not going to get it. Might get the kill on Defendi. He goes down, in fact, 4 kills on the side of Rhinos just for the one Claris, so it absolutely was worth it there at the end. And it stops the push. They're going to have a lot more of moments like this, though, as there's so much time still left on the clock. But a good start momentum-wise, and also for building their ults. With Claris being picked off, he doesn't have that Blizzard yet. If he had survived, he'd probably be right on it at this point.
Yeah, you see now they're going to push, but that was a 5-man heal deny coming through onto the members of Mighty AOD, but it might not affect them much. Kareev able to find a double kill as he takes out Fenny and Bamboo. Big hook from Erster helps line up Levi, and he will finish him off as well. Earthshatter used by Umte to finalize that kill. And Munchkin got that Graviton Surge, trying to hound down Pika, stagger that respawn, will be able to find it. And that's pretty much the team kill coming through from Rhinos. They're going to be able to hold firmly on this first point. Trinity jumping off the back. They don't have too many ultimates to play around with yet. Claris could build up that Blizzard fairly quickly, but Mighty AOD overall, they're going to be closer to those ultimates.
I like Umte's commitment to the Earth Shatter there. That was a really nice touch that really kind of guaranteed them the hold. Mighty AOE, or AOD, doesn't have that much Mighty AOE just yet until they get that self-destructive Death Blossom. They're working for it. Here's Claris's Ice Wall once more. I feel like I've seen this once before. Trinity gets caught. He has to Ice Block right in the middle of the fight.
Yep. Fenny's been knocked down. Munchkin trying to charge up as best as he can. Big Earth Shatter coming in. Will lock up Kareev and they take him out. But Thorncut with that self-destruct, he's going to pick up 3 kills. Trading back very heavily onto Rhinos. Munchkin maybe going down, is able to find the suit before he falls to Arachne. Thorncut's just going to commit suicide, jumps off so he can get back into the suit quickly. Figures, you know what, my team's got it. We'll get this cap. And this is going to be really tough now moving forward for Rhinos. Big capture coming in for Mighty. 4 minutes, 21 seconds on the clock. And it seems highly likely they'll be able to get this second point.
Yeah. Critically, you know, this was a really big ult into Claris's multiple freezes, but it still just didn't matter. It's important to note, though, that Claris still has this Blizzard. Trying to stop this initial push. Mighty AOD actually going to commit hard in here. Gets the kill onto Munchkin early on. Sound barrier going down. Airster actually knocks himself off there with the whole hog, but he's zoning really hard. Here comes a charge in. Claris has to Ice Block early. This is really important because he's one of the biggest time buyers.
Oh, Kareev dropping in. Will get the kill in onto Fenny. Won't find too much more from that Death Blossom, but still going to be a nice pickup indeed. Graviton Surge coming through, locking up a couple of the members. They will lose Kareev and Trinity. Back he goes down as Munchkin starting to pop up on this Zarya, trying to charge up for another one as best as he can. They're going to leave Thorncut alive. He knows he's dead. He's going to stand in front of them with the emote, and this is going to be a slaughter. When will they choose to kill him? They're really going to let him stay alive for a good amount of time.
Yeah, in fact, he can actually mech back up now. Maybe they know it.
Nope,
Denied him. That's the most frustrating feeling in the world is, oh, I just got my mech.
To be expected.
Yeah. So with that denial, he's not synced up here. He does have a self-destruct coming up very shortly. And he's going to head back here, so they have to wait for him. Umte still has Earth Shatter. Claris did have to use the Blizzard. But you know, a 6:18 time pool now, much smaller here, 2:45. We absolutely could have a draw if this continues. Okay, Ice Wall here, very well done by Claris, but can he get out? He still has Ice Block. He's just going to try to do as much damage before he uses it as he can.
He's trying to build as much of his meter as humanly possible. Get a little bit of damage in on it. Oh, but actually, Kareev winning that trade.
This is a huge start, actually, for Mighty AOD. Actually can control the point with this. With all these picks, Kareev's still alive, in fact, gets another kill onto Fenny. And they have, you know, the whole team here all at once. They will commit to the point now, moving forward. He's about to have his Tac Visor, gets the kill into Umte as well. Here's the Tac Visor. He commits to it. This could be the win here for Mighty AOD. There's nobody nearby. Okay, we do see finally Benny coming out. Benny doesn't have that self-destructed. He's so close. He's going to have to pop it and try to buy time. He drops it up into the air.
See if he's able to find a kill. Not going to connect onto anybody. Arachne has that shield up, goes in for the pin. Will find Fenny, but not going to get that mech out quite just yet. Claris is the first one to fall on the side of Rhinos on this push, and Kareev has still just been maintaining this high ground, popping everybody at a distance. It's been working out so well. Big sleep dart in on Fenny as he charges up to the front, and Kareev is still just shredding through member after member of Rhinos Gaming. That's 4 kills coming through, but not much gained on the cap. Down to a minute and a half is Mighty AOD, and Rhinos, they still have 2 ultimates as they get ready to respawn. One from Bamboo with that sound barrier, and Munchkin as well with his Tac Visor. We can see a sound barrier coming out on the side of Mighty AOD. Thorncut with that Diva ultimate. Is he going to throw it out? Yes, he does. There it is. Will find Levi. He goes down. That's going to be a crucial pickup. And Rhinos, they have to get back in. Double checkpoint has been attained for Mighty AOD, but they want to close this out right here. They don't want to have to come back in for another push. They want to finish it off, and it looks like they might be able to do so. Arachne with a double kill. Erster taking out Claris, getting rid of that annoying deny from the May. That will be a closeout from Mighty AOD.
Kareev on the high ground just carried that push. It was all him, and it seems to be that on these second pushes, whether D.Va is synced with Respawn with your team or not, really can't determine whether or not you win or lose the game. It was desynced a little bit there. Thorncut, when he dropped that ult, that bought a lot of time, but Kareev, once Thorncut was gone, Kareev just kept popping off up there. He got so many kills. I think he got 3 tac visors during that time. So every time D.Va was gone, he got kills, and then eventually they got the Earth Shatter charged up to keep D.Va out, the rest of the team out, and everyone is just sitting on the point, taking it there. Kareev really, I feel like, showing not only vast improvements from what we saw from him on our opening match for them, but also I feel like within this series, I like his soldier play a lot, and I'd like to see him play it more often.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that was really strong performance from AOD coming in, able to close that out. One of the fastest caps that we have ever seen on Hanamura especially, but just in general, that was an absolute stomp out from them on that initial attack. But now that's going to be a 2-1 advantage going over to them.
All right, going to set 4. It's going to be Route 66. We don't see this map too often, but excited to see it coming in here today as well. And this could be Mighty AOD knocking Rhinos Gaming Titan, the team that played opening day of Apex, out of Apex and down into Challenger. 1 win away from doing so. Wouldn't be a massive upset, but would be another Apex team dropping down along with Space, both in 1 day.
Yeah, would be certainly rough stuff for both of these squads. Rhinos doesn't have a sister team to rely on to try to earn another spot back into Apex, so would just be relegated down into Challenger. But Route 66 is going to be a bit of a different animal, straight up payload for these guys to mess around with. We've seen some really close games. We've seen some absolute stomps there with Hanamura. We'll see who has the upper hand as we get onto Route 66.
That we will. Tell your friends, guys, this could be the end. Can Mighty AOD win that 3rd map in a row and knock Rhinos out, or are Rhinos going to bring us to a game number 5? We're going to find out on Route 66.
I get it.
Welcome to peaceful Route 66, 35 miles per hour, the sign here, showing us that even in the future where we have hover cars, the United States still won't switch to the meter system. It's a grim future, Achilles. When are we ever going to change?
I don't know. I mean, really, I'd be impressed if somebody could get that payload up to 35 miles an hour. It's usually operating at about, like, 4.
Yeah.
So, make my games easier if it could move faster, for sure. But if Mighty AOD, are they going to stick around here? This is going to be a very bold and unique defense if they want to sit inside the train car.
Looks like
most people are going to be, playing back around the corner on top of the gas station.
Yeah, it looks like they really just want to use
This
Burster's hook potential.
This could catch Rhinos completely off guard.
Okay, they're going to back off.
Okay, they are peeling back.
Lisu actually uses his amplification there, actually, a bit too early. Time on that.
Should be okay, because they still need to move the payload around the corner before the contention really comes
Sure,
through.
I mean, they're not actually going to take a fight, but had they had to have, that would have been a mistake.
Claris, he's starting off on this Widowmaker on the side of Rhinos. So double sniper, double DPS, with just the 2 tanks, the Reinhardt and the D.Va from Day and Fenny.
Looking for the pick onto Kareev here. Not going to find it initially, and actually now we'll be pushed off of this high ground here. Unfortunately, will be knocked down by Fenny. And he's still looking for snipes here. Doing a lot of damage, but still can't get that crucial pick onto Kareev. He's been looking for. Arachne does fall. This is a pretty solid push so far for Rhinos Gaming Titan. Okay, gets the kill here onto Kareev finally, knocking that DPS on the high ground. Munchkin's going to control it himself. This is going to be a pretty easy escort around the corner here, around Big Earls. Oh, gets the kill there onto the suit, and actually that's going to give him attack visor. He's going to just go ahead and pop it because he has it so early. Unfortunately, not really going to work out.
Yeah, he doesn't have that many prime targets. Was trying to pop it, I think, to get rid of the baby D.Va. But then everybody else could just stand behind the Reinhardt. Wow, Clara's really close range headshot. However, onto Kareev, nicely done, takes him out, throws up the infra sight. See if he can find any kills. Once that, Lucio dancing around on top of the building. Gets one more shot. Not going to be able to find it yet. Has to go in for the reload. That infra sight not going to be lasting for too much longer. Is able to pop the mech onto Thorncut. Takes him out. There we go. Finally lining up and making this sniper work. And Mighty AOD, they're going to go and have to surrender this first checkpoint. They will peel back, gather themselves, and try to stop the next push. They have a couple ultimates sitting in the bank, but Rhinos, they're not too far off from a few of their own.
Very solid push with the control that Munchkin and Claris had on the high ground there. And because Munchkin actually committed to that attack visor, he worked on the Reinhardt shield a lot, so he actually had to retreat, which gave Claris more room to work with. Even though, you know, from the outside looking in, kill-wise, he didn't get that much, I think it did do a lot of damage to that Reinhardt shield, which gave him so much more potential. We're going to see a big Earthshaker down here.
Yeah, Fenny getting pinned in off that charge, goes low, but the big heals coming through. Still not going to be enough to save the mech. Arachne takes out Fenny, and that'll be a nice hold for Mighty AOD to really just starting to rack up these ultimates. 4 in the bank so far. Trinity, low just used that nano boost, but not going to take too long for the Ana to restack that.
All right, push here, rolling back. They do not want to get that back through the tunnel. That's a hard place to actually push through. As you see, Kareem does have attack visor here. Looks like it goes down, but immediately the shield popped. And we're going to actually see a sound barrier used by Rhinos. They want to force this. Sound barrier used counter against them afterwards, so it's going to be a much better sound barrier here for Mighty AOD. And this looks like another stop push. Airster gets the first kill. And it's going to be all she wrote with Bamboo getting hooked there as well. And this push is stopped. Rhino's going to have to set up for another one. Munchkin still with attack visor. And Claire switching over to that Zarya.
I mean, Mighty, they had to use, 3 ultimates there. Arachne almost has his Earth Shatter back up, so there was a big investment from AOD. But at the moment, they're not too far off from being able to match Rhinos. They have that self-destruct. They have the nano boost for Munchkin with attack visor, so that could be really crucial for them. We're going to find out right here as he goes in.
Yeah, he's getting way into the front lines because he wants to avoid those shields. Laris gets 2 picks here. And Munchkin is just kind of helping out, adding that extra DPS. Benny going to actually try to chase down and knock this Diva suit off, at least he wants to. Thorncut does escape. But during this zoning, Benny has allowed this push to go around the corner as they approach this second checkpoint. Self-destruct available as well to kind of help them push through this second doorway or control this this railroad track up on the high ground here.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's going to be coming out onto the platform. Reeve looking for a pick onto Levi, not able to find it, but they're going to go ahead and throw that boost onto Arachne. Charges straight into that exploding Diva mech, but it gets the shield up in time, but basically wasting that big nano boost.
Yeah, and also, we see the big Earth Shatter totally whiff here. Doesn't look like it matters, though. Still going to push Rhinos away, but I don't think he got anybody with that. Kareev on the high ground here. Looks for the Helix Rockets, misses them, but will get the headshots on the Munchkin to clear him up. And the push does get stomped again. This is really important because Rhinos was so close to getting that second checkpoint. That's 1 tick on the scoreboard that would have been nicer for them to have. Going with just only the first tick here would be a pretty weak start, and Mighty AOD might just be able to close out the series. They need 1 more strong push to get to that checkpoint. They absolutely do not want to go 1-0.
Yeah,
Laris does have the Graviton Surge.
Yeah, they have that Graviton Surge, but they're going up against 3 ultimates, almost 4, as Pika gets close to that sound barrier. He's going to throw it down, catches up 2. The whole hog is there for Mercer, trying to shove him away as best as he can. Goes low, has that big heal deny out, but a beautiful block from Arachne on that self-destruct, going to make sure that they don't pick up any kills. Munchkin gets hounded down, and he will actually get popped.
Yeah, I don't think he's
as well.
I don't think he's going to be able to use that attack visor. I don't know if he'll ever be able to get back.
No.
1 second left to go. Okay, they're going to try to use Umte here to buy time. He gets picked off. We're going to have overtime ticking down. Nobody's nearby. Okay, Claris gets on for just a second. He's pushed away here. Recalls back in, but gets hooked. And I think that's going to be it. Just going to be the full hold here. 1 checkpoint alone for Rhinos Gaming Titan.
Nicely done by Erster, knew exactly where Claris was going on that recall. Has the hook ready to go, making sure that he can't be that nuisance to delay the overtime for his team to get there. So a nice hold. Not going to find that second point for Rhino. So Mighty, if they can just shove it a little bit further, they will be walking away with, into that consolation match tomorrow. They'll be sending Rhinos into Challenger.
Yeah. Scary, scary times right now. That pick, stopping the attack visor from being used, really hurt their chances. And they have the Graviton Surge plus Tac Visor. It's a totally different story. And we'll see what they try to use here to defend. That's as far as they have to push it right there. Down Route 66. Don't think we're going to be seeing attack Symmetra, but in the World Cup, I mean, we saw worse from Korea, and it worked. But we shall see. Okay, for the defense, Claris is actually going to be on the D.Va this time, one of the 29 heroes he plays. So switching it up completely once again. Munchkin again on the Soldier, and Fenny committing to the Roadhog. So it's going to be solo DPS Munchkin here, up on top of that pillar with a Helix rocket jump. Probably won't be sticking up there for long.
I'm sure Claris is already like a master of Doomfist. He already knows exactly how to play that hero. Just waiting for it to be released so he can really show it off.
I feel like Claris is just. I want to say this in a nice way. I feel like his team.
He's too good for his team.
Yeah, exactly. His team is forcing him to do everything else. Like he's the best person on the team, but he doesn't look the best because he's forced to do so many things. And this should actually never happen. You should never really be playing more than 2 roles at best if you're a flex. It means your team just can't play those roles as well, so you're forced to do everything. And in this case, he's going to be D.Va. Okay, we're going to see Fenny get a hook, but dies immediately.
And that's going to be a really big pick off here already for Mighty AOD. A lot of pressure gone away with that hook. Not present.
Kareev on the high ground here already on the attack. And he is just looking to do extra damage. They're trying to hold on top of Big Earls here. Kareev is just working on everybody. No one to threaten him. D.Va not coming across. Yeah, so Claris is just letting this happen.
He has to rush him. He's finally going in for it, but he won't get the kill. Gets a little bit of damage in. Erster, meanwhile, will go down. Nice heal deny coming out from Levi with that biotic grenade. And actually, Rhinos, they will start a hold as Munchkin retakes this high ground on the ridge. He's going to drop back down, but has that tack visor, and it looks like Rhinos are going to reset right back on top of Big Earls.
Yeah. I want to make sure that Kareev doesn't just waltz right up to the high ground. They're locking him down already. He's not going to be able to just walk up there this time. And this is a solid hold. They're actually struggling to come around the corner here. All they have is the nano boost. No tack visor yet for Kareev. He's getting closer. Okay, now Airster's up on the high ground. Looks for the hook.
Oh,
will get it.
Yeah, finds it yet again. But they don't find the kill on Fenny. He's actually going to be surviving. And Munchkin, he pops the tack visor, comes up with a triple kill. They'll shut out most of Mighty's roster. Find those final kills as well onto Erster at the end. And that is going to be a very nice hold from Mighty. Or from Rhinos onto Mighty.
Yeah. Hold from Munchkin really more than anything else there. Only his tack visor used. Claris has a self-destruct. They actually have the tools. If they can actually get another hold without using the self-destruct or the Earthshatter, they have the tools to potentially full hold here and bring us to a 5th game. It's absolutely possible, especially with how much the cart has pulled back. Here comes Kareev. He's got his tack visor finally here. They're looking to burst down the tanks first so that he can actually get that. He's going to back off to heal here. They're going to delay the push, but every second that ticks away is good for Rhinos.
And Erster getting caught yet again. Now it's going to be a 5-4 as far as the ultimates. Munchkin will have his likely before Pika. So this will be almost even completely. It'll just come down to who can chain, who can set up better.
Payload has moved back so much. It's gone back so far. They really haven't been able to do anything. This is going to be their next strong push. Kareev finally commits to this tack visor. The self-destruct going to help pair with them here. And they're going to get several kills.
Gets Earth Shattered though. That charge not quite going to find him. He's able to get him with a damage and a swing in the end. However, it looks like this might be good so far for Mighty AOD. Fenny gets caught. And they had to commit every single ultimate to that, but they're going to get some crucial time on this payload. Rhinos sprinting their way back. Looks like a couple people will arrive in time to contest this. If they can get this cap, they need to keep things rolling if they want to close out the series right here. Good hook from Erster, trying to get some damage in onto Claris's mech. He's going to get healed back up, and now they charge in. Munchkin goes down, though. Big pick for AOD.
Yeah, Fenny's going to go ahead and commit here to the whole hog, actually, as they are desperate to stop this checkpoint. If they can get that, they force the 5th game. Fenny gets hooked here, but gets the counter hook and will get the pick onto Erster. Very well done. Unfortunately, the heal deny stops him from the self-heal. They are so close to that 2nd checkpoint right now.
Yeah, okay. Barely getting back into his mech. That could help buy some time, but you can see Mighty AOD, they have to back off yet again. Rejoin as a squad.
Nice.
Oh, beautiful deny. He's going to have to drop off. That's going to buy even more time. He hasn't killed himself yet. This is...
Yeah, it's almost like he's considering whether or not he should. And I think he should have, but maybe now it's too late. Okay, Rhino's looking for the hold here. They're just going to preemptively pop this tack visor. We're in overtime.
Dear.
No one can get on the point. Munchkin's just trying to zone out here. No one can get in. And that's it. No one gets on the point. And we are going to a fifth game. A full hold, tight hold here from Rhinos Gaming, bringing the hope back on Route 66, their map choice. I have to really feel that was a pretty weak push by Mighty AOD and some communication problems, I think.
I don't know what the hell Thorncut was doing. He didn't jump off the cliff. He didn't get his mech back. You saw right at the end he was flying in, almost tagged it in time to extend the overtime. If he had just jumped off at the start, he would have made it back. It was so confusing. Not sure what he was thinking at all. And Mighty,
when he was desynced there with Spawnwise because he didn't kill himself, then Munchkin was able to tack visor, and there was nothing to stop him except Reinhardt's shield, so they couldn't even walk through, and he was almost body blocking as Soldier there. That was a pretty embarrassing defeat there.
I am dumbfounded, actually, by Mighty on that map. So
maybe some nerves coming in is really the only thing I could say to explain it, but shock throughout the studio as the crowd and the Korean commentators definitely surprised by that one, as well as us. But we're going to a fifth map now. We're going back to another hybrid, and we'll see if we see that Eichenwald picked up again. That was Mighty's map choice, the last one. I believe it's in the map pool for the fifth one here again, so I think we might see it. It worked for them last time.
I've calmed down. I forgive you, Thorncut. I'm not taking into consideration respawn timers. He actually more than likely would not have made it back. So I guess it was a bit of a catch-22 for AOD. But that being said, they still did not play that attack very well at all. Had that one big push, and that was pretty much it.
Look, momentum-wise, Rhino still looks like they have lost it, you know? If you look at Mighty, they're clapping. They are looking like they are ready to take this fifth and final game, but even with that hold, Claris with his head in his hands over here. Umte not looking happy either. Headsets are off here. Okay, there's a smile. That's what I like to see as we go into this one, because I was worried they just had the wind out of their sails despite that win. They probably also know that should not have been as easy to hold as it was.
Yeah, but I mean, keeping spirits high is going to be something really crucial. Looked like Claris might have had to use the bathroom, I think, because he stepped out of the booth very quickly. So might have just been a quick restroom break. I'm not too sure what else would have warranted that. But yeah, keeping a clear head, keeping motivated, something very important for both of these teams. This last map is going to be so crucial. Winner of this moves on. The loser goes to Challenger. And Kings Row will be coming out. Didn't think we were going to see the Eichenwald the second time. Thought maybe we would have another Nimbani today. But it will, in fact, be Kings Row. So yet another map that we might be seeing the Widowmaker come out on at the start on attack.
Yeah, keep that in mind, as well as Claris's ability to essentially just use so many different heroes. Like, his D.Va is great, but look out for his Widowmaker and look out for his Pharah on this map, just flying over with the Pharmacy comp, getting the backlines over that Reinhardt shield, looking to get picks onto the AOD. This is it. Game 5. The winner of this last map, Kings Row, will advance to the consolation match. The loser drops down to Challenger. Let's get into this map to find out who's moving on and who's getting knocked out.
I get it.
Kings Row, this is our final map. May the best team win. Rhinos Gaming Titan will be on attack first, and already signs of that Claris Widowmaker we were talking about on the attack. So going to be looking for picks early to take that first point. And Mighty AOD, Erster on this Hanzo. I believe he actually did play it already. I will confirm.
This is interesting.
Actually, no, this is his first time.
No, he has not played this yet. This is going to be interesting. running the Hanzo on defense. He's actually going to be running back to the subway now. Looks like he will be swapping out. So
definitely
kind of baited us in there for a little bit. We'll see what he wants to swap to. It's going to be the Roadhog coming through from him.
I feel like that was not fan service, though. I feel like that was definitely considered, and a last-minute swap there. As he's just barely going to get back to the point on time.
It's highly possible. I mean, it looks like Claris won't be playing that Widowmaker either, so the only snipers that we'll have will be the Annas from Levi and Trinity. But just going to be that triple tank comp coming through, or the quad tank rather for the side of Rhinos, not running any pure DPS.
And this is a tough comp to make work. You can use this to build ults. You're nigh unkillable. They're going to use the CC to try to kill Thorncut here. It fails.
Gets the shield up in time, but a couple more shots would take him out. He's not able to get behind that Reinhardt shield. He's going to fall. And now Pika gets picked off by Umte. And Rhinos, they're already starting to sweep right through on this first point. Munchkin not going to go down. That's going to be the team kill in the end. Rhinos, they stomp their way through that first point, and they will get the payload moving.
Excellent time pool for them to work with now. 316. Self-destruct used creatively there as well. Well, obviously that's a free point. No way they were going to be able to stop that. And with this, they have 5:30 to go towards that second checkpoint. As the bell tolls, the clock is ticking for Mighty AOD. It'd be tough for them to actually do a full hold here, as there's just so much time on the side of Rhinos. And they're sticking with their, quad tank composition. No dedicated DPS. It's really going to be Munchkin as the DPS here. Drops down this Graviton Surge, gets the kill onto Airster. Umte goes down, so 1 for 1. There's the sound barrier. They're just going to hard push this through. They're just so unkillable. Everyone is so tanky.
Oh boy, yep, 100 power right there, 100 charge on that. Zarya for Munchkin just about. He's going to be shredding through everybody. Thorncut doesn't stand a chance. Takes him out swiftly after taking out the enemy Roadhog, and now he's going to keep it rolling, trying to line this up on Arachne. One more shot would have done it. Gets the shield up. Can he maintain it? Looks like that may well will buy him some time, but this could just be a hard shove straight up to the second checkpoint for Rhinos. They are just running over AOD.
Not entirely sure what happened there. It looks like he's trying to kill himself, or he was maybe. I'm not entirely sure what the idea was there.
He's just screwing around, waiting for Levi to get those heals through.
I just feel like, in moments like this, he was okay, but there could be a situation that would work poorly. We're going to see a big Graviton Surge here. 4 caught inside. The Biotic Grenade, though, going to keep everybody healed up for the time being, and a big sound barrier coming up. This fight could turn on its head. Kareev goes ahead and drops down the whole hog, pushing everybody away. He will get taken out, though. And Mighty AOD will hold this push.
Yeah, he just has nowhere to go. Erster looking for the Blizzard. Will throw down directly on top of the payload. Not sure how much profit he's going to get from that, though, because he goes down. And it's really just Pika, the only one here to try to answer some kills onto these frozen members of Rhinos. And with him falling, that's going to be the second checkpoint coming through. 5 minutes on the clock for them to push through the Foundry and try to finalize this. Rhinos looking quite strong so far. Claris almost having that self-destruct back up. They have a nano boost to work with, and it's really just a nano boost on the side of Mighty AOD. They burned out pretty much all of their ultimates in that last fight, and they haven't gotten much charge back for it.
I'd like to see Kareev switch to D.Va. Well, not Kareev specifically, because he probably should be playing some sort of ranged DPS, but maybe switch to Arachne. They need a D.Va in this composition. Kareev does get another hook, another pick here, which he's been great at so far, as we see Claris go ahead and drop in the self-destruct. Umte going to pick 2 here, and it's going to be 2 for 2. Respawning here, 2 more members of Rhinos Gaming Titan. They're trying to push this around the corner into the Foundry. Umte doing some serious work here. Actually, 2 more kills, and they're pushing this very close to home. It's time to pull out the D.Va. Kareev is actually going to be on the D.Va. Does switch out after that last death to try to buy time here.
It's going to be so rough. Munchkin waiting in the wings, has that Graviton Surge, just looking for an opportunity to throw it. Can he get the mech? Almost takes out Kareev. That would have been a very crucial pickup, and now flanking in from the side, throws it in. It's going to catch 4. Can they find the kills? However, that's going to be Claris going straight into the back, trying to burn through these members of Mighty AOD. They pick up 3, looking for 4. Erster going to drop with the ice block, trying to contest as best as he can. Holding on for dear life. Claris now with that self-destruct.
Kareev still alive. Toss it. He's going to drop this from the high ground, it looks like here. Blizzard already baited out from Airster. And here's a huge Earth Shatter defensively here. Looks like Kareev going to go down, but this is not enough members to push the point all the way to the end. Arachne does get this nano boost, trying to force everyone back, actually gets the charge as well. Too many kills, and Rhinos will lose this point. 3 minutes and 20 seconds left to set up, but they used a lot of their resources to actually try to heavily commit there. They couldn't get the pick off on the mech of Karib. You talked about that right at the beginning. Had they gotten that, I think they might have been able to just push it through, because that would mean no more blocking, no mitigation of the ults they had. So very critical that Karib survived their kind of off positioning here right now, you know, playing a tank instead of a main DPS. There's no real range DPS here besides Arister's right click on the side of Mighty AOD.
Yeah, but now we can see Rhinos trying to push forward. That's going to be the self-destruct coming through from Karib. Is able to find Munchkin. Getting rid of that DPS member of Rhino is going to be quite nice, but Claris, he fires his own, finds Pika, so a 1-for-1 on that exchange. Urser going pretty low, but still has Trinity to back him up, with the rest of Rhinos moving forward. The nice heal deny onto that Mei, keeping him low. Nano boost on Umte, charging forward, trying to find this kill, will be able to take out Thorncut, throws the Fire Strike, gets some damage in, the charge forward, finds Kareem, and I think that might just be it. Earthshatter not going to find anybody, but there's no one on top of the payload, and they're just going to push this in. Trinity finally able to bounce his way through, Urster dropping that Blizzard.
Yeah, they could try to turn this around using the Blizzard. It's not going to be easy. He only gets the kill onto Umte. His Ice Block will expire, but Kareem is now back on the point critically. He's got his suit still, so he can actually pop out and continue to deny this. Arister finally goes down. Munchkin trying to get the kills here. He has Deadeye. Might not even need it. That's going to be another kill, and there's the point. They will full finish it. 3 caps, 156 left on the clock.
So not a ton of time to work with, but still looking pretty good there from Rhinos on the shove. I mean, completely just swept through and got that first point. Mighty's defense was completely missing from the start of that game, but now, as they get ready to move forward, swap over Mighty, they're going to have to put up one hell of an assault to beat the time of Rhinos and give themselves the best possible opportunity to win this match.
It's really interesting. Thorncut not running the Diva this time, forcing Kareem into it as he switched off of the Roadhog. Almost feels like Kareem should be playing the Zarya, Thorncut should be playing the Roadhog, so he can switch into the Diva, because he's really the best Diva on the team by far, massively above. We'll see if they decide to run this Diva-less again. Looks like so far that's what they're looking like on the defense. Arister on the Bastion. It'd be interesting to see if that actually comes to fruition here.
Yeah, the Assault Bastion on King's
Yeah, I
Row.
don't think so.
Sounds amazing. Let's just go full out and let's get the Torbjorn, the Hanzo Sombra Bastion, Widowmaker comp coming through with just Ana to heal you. It'll be great.
It'll work out. It'll be fine.
Symmetra, Assault Symmetra. That really is what
That's what we need.
That composition.
Yes. That's how you make sure that you don't get full held there. So, Rhinos on the defense, going to be running the solo DPS Munchkin. As we see the sad Bastion switch off here.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, running the troll picks at the start when you're on Assault just stops the potential of Rhinos finding out who you're playing as. That is actually something that we didn't really think about. The Hanzo could have been doing that when we saw that on the side of Mighty AOD when they first started defending. So could just throw out that E. But for now, it will be Kareem coming in on the Widowmaker, going to go up to this high ground off of the top left-hand side of the point.
All right, he's going to try to break down this shield or fire on anyone who comes in.
Oh, that's a good pick.
Yeah, Umte going to go down here, but already he's found by Claris. Drops the sleep dart, or the poison dart, and gets the health pack, actually survives for the time being. In fact, only going to go down in just a moment here. Finally, gets a kill on Claris. In fact, he lives with like a sliver of health. Yeah, 7 health left.
We didn't see that exchange at all, but Kareem coming up with a 1v1 on the Diva in mech and then finding a second kill before getting taken out by Munchkin. Really nicely done by him. Rhinos so far holding on to this point, but need the rest of their members to come back for this full defense. See, Thorncut poking out, doesn't have the pulse bomb yet, 26%, and it looks like this might be AOD backing off. Kareem not finding a whole lot. Nice Helix rockets out from Munchkin will take out Trinity, and Rhinos, they will hold on to this point for a little bit longer. The first checkpoint does go over to Mighty.
Yeah.
So they're a third of the way on that cap.
Unfortunately, Umte wasn't able to get that Earth Shatter off right before that. That was really what was the nail in the coffin of that last push. They're going to come up here for another one, though. All together, they don't have any ults right now. Munchkin, on the other hand, does have Tac Visor. He's going to pop it. Gets Arachne right away. And actually might get a kill here on the high ground onto Kareev. Kareev just barely escapes there, but still, the push is held almost basically with just one ult here. Trinity saves the nano boost, and Kareev survives to try to poke another day, but unfortunately it might be time to switch. This just isn't working out enough, and he is going to go ahead and send this Widowmaker back. Going to pop into the Roadhog again. This time it's at least Thorncut on the Diva. So he's going to have that. So the triple tank, the 1 DPS here.
Still going to be interesting. Urster, though, does have that Blizzard. Throw down the wall, trying to isolate somebody, but this big Roadhog with that Nano Boost and the whole hog coming out does shove them back. Nano Boost now moving over onto Arachne, charges for it. The Blizzard down on top of Claris. They will lock him up. They pop them back, and they should be able to take him out. This very well could be the cap finally coming through from Mighty AOD. And just about a minute and a half remaining. Urster picking up multiple kills on that shove. They will get the payload out of the garage. And they'll be able to keep moving this one along. 4 minutes on the clock, however, so they have to keep this moving rather quickly. Urster coming back in. He's going to swap off, move over towards that soldier.
Yeah.
Try to build up that tac visor and create some picks.
This makes sense. I was, sorry, basically that switch confirms my suspicions. He really was only staying on the mate to try to get that Blizzard. You don't really want to be running a solo DPS Mei. I don't care how good your right clicks are, you're always going to have a better DPS, more consistent DPS or something like a soldier. So Airster finally on his hero, Kareev on the hook. You're going to see the self-destruct coming into the back lines here. Benny gets the pick onto Arachne, and that's going to be a start here, but a really early self-destruct used. The counter self-destruct comes in. Benny's going to just go hide into this back alley.
He was barely able to make it out there. Kareev was able to take out one or two members there of Rhinos, but now they're starting to push back. Urster moving forward with the soldier. We'll be looking for the pig. Nice Helix rockets down to try to hit Levi in the mid-air off that hook from Kareev. And with those pigs coming through, they're going to get a nice shove up towards this second checkpoint. Could buy themselves a lot of time as they get ready to move into the Foundry.
Okay, Rhinos setting up here for this defense. As Airster looking for anyone to stick their head out, you can Helix rocket them down. Here comes that push around the corner. They're just going to allow them to have the checkpoint, in fact. It looks like not even going to try to deny. Here comes a big whole hog that's nano boosted, but it's instantly denied by this Diva defense matrix. Here's the knockdown as well. Munchkin getting several kills here. The patience by Rhinos is actually incredible as they're able to stop this checkpoint from happening, hiding around the corner.
Really big hook here on to the Diva. And they're just going to leave Thorncut alive for as long as they possibly can. There's the hook back in, making sure he can't get too far away. Sleep dart him to really add to it. They'll finally take him out, staggering that respawn. Nicely done by Rhinos. And I mean, if there's one thing that these teams have been able to execute on in Challenger, it's the staggering of the respawns. That was really well done. Didn't have to blow anything to ensure that kill coming through.
Yeah, and this is, when you got her locked in this place where there's no zone to suicide, you can really buy a lot of time. Really, that's kind of the weakness of Diva. One of the only weaknesses she has in this current meta, this current patch, is very strong and almost necessary. I feel absolutely necessary, but some teams do keep her out of the comp for a little while. Airster does have a tac visor here. He's going to save it for a little bit longer until he's into a better position. Benny gets the hook attempt here, not actually going to connect it.
Still get some damage in. That's going to be the mech going down now. Urster popping that tac visor, trying to find a kill, but he's got this Diva right up in his face, just blocking him off with a right click, so he's not going to get anything for it. Has to peel back, goes down to 10 HP. Barely makes it out with his life. And Munchkin going into a 1v1 with Arachne. He's just going to charge him all of 2 inches into the wall and finds the kill.
With all these ults used, especially that tac visor, this suddenly becomes a scary situation for Mighty AOD. They have 1 minute to get this checkpoint. They do get a few picks here that might allow them to have it, but if they don't get it with this push, with this commitment to all these ults, they're going to be in some serious trouble. Here comes down the Earth Shatter to stop Thorncut in his tracks. He still gets the Graviton Surge off, but there's no follow-up damage, so Rhinos just sits and takes it. Munchkin pops a tac visor afterwards as well. 38 seconds left on this clock, and Rhinos look like they are very well equipped for a full hold. Kareev's going to have the self-destruct soon, but that's it. Thorncut wasting that ult is a big problem. If he had just been patient, use it on the next push, he might be able to have it with a self-destruct, maybe Airster's next tac visor. 20 seconds to go.
Yeah, Munchkin almost overextending. He's going to run back. Try to get back here. Doesn't have the Tac Visor for quite some time. Rhinos do have the Nano Boost here from Levi. Mighty AOD. 0 ultimates, though. Career's about to come up with that self-destruct. If he can land that, if he can find some picks, that will be instrumental to their success. Ufte goes in with the Nano Boost. Gonna get slept out immediately. Erster going low. He gets picked as Munchkin wraps around from the side. Do or die time for Mighty AOD and Rhinos Gaming. Their Apex careers on the line. Otherwise, they fall in the Challenger. Munchkin pushing forward, trying to build up as best as he can. 70% on his meter. The sound barrier coming through, keeping him alive for the time being. They pin Kareem into the wall, but with that Nano Boost, that damage reduction, he's just staying alive in that mech for so damn long. Goes in, tries to find Munchkin, won't be able to do so. And several members of Mighty, they're still sitting on top of the payload.
Okay, time running out here. We're in overtime. Munchkin gets the Tac Visor. He's jumped onto immediately there by Claris. And he's trying to find something here, just barely goes down, and it looks like they might just stop it here. Overtime though held. They are pushing the point. Benny tries to push them off with this whole hog. Can he get them all off?
Not going to be able to happen. That's going to be the suit coming back in for Kareev as he comes in. Trying to just jump around, buy as much time on top of the payload as humanly possible. Rhinos having a dominant performance on this defense. Kill Alf Kareev. But there's still some contention coming through as Erster jumps in on the Tracer. He goes down. It's too long. Oh, the overtime ticks down, and that's going to be Rhinos Gaming Titan keeping their hopes alive to make it back into Apex. They have to win one more best of 5 to do so, but that's one step closer. Mighty AOD will not be joining us for Season 2. They're going to be sticking the Challenger.
Very hard fought here by Rhinos, and it was a close series. They just couldn't take it in the end. Of course, Mighty trying to get back on that point. The ult's coming down, the zoning there. A hard fought series that goes in their favor, and they will not be relegated. They have the opportunity to stay in Apex. Mighty, we'll see what happens to this team as they are relegated down into Challenger. A very close best of 5. I'd say definitely our closest of the entire tournament so far. Really well done, though, by Rhinos, turning it around at the end. 2 losses against them. They had to win Route 66 to bring us to a 5th game. They won 2 in a row, and they keep the hope alive amongst the screams of these fans in the crowd. Claris fan there as well. We've seen her